Hey there, fellow knowledge seekers. Get ready to dive deep into a topic that's always a wild ride. Those 22 powerful secrets to get rich quick schemes we see everywhere. Now, you know and I know that anytime you see a headline screaming get rich quick, your skepticism senses should be on high alert, Regan.
For sure. Gotta watch out for those flashing red lights.
But here's the thing, even the most outlandish claims can hold a grain of truth, or at the very least, spark an interesting thought. So today we're putting on our explorer hats, grabbing those metaphorical shovels and digging into this list. See if we can unearth any nuggets of wisdom you can actually use.
I like it. Let's get our hands dirty.
Ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
Secret number 1 starts us off with a concept that's all about stealth wealth. Trabaja en silencio, work in silence.
Ooh, mysterious. I like it.
Right. It's like that moment in a heist movie when the mastermind tells the team, we move in silence like shadows. But instead of cracking safes, we're focused on building our empires, quietly and diligently, away from the prying eyes of the world.
There's a psychological angle here that's worth exploring. Think about a time you shared a goal, maybe a little prematurely, and suddenly everyone had an opinion. It's like that initial excitement, that burst of motivation gets diluted by the expectations and judgments of others.
Ugh, yes. Been there, felt that. You're so excited about your big idea, and then someone's helpful advice just totally rains on your parade.
Exactly. And this isn't to say that all feedback is bad, but there's something to be said for protecting that early stage of passion and focus. It's about creating a space where your own internal drive can flourish without feeling the need for external validation.
So true. It's like shielding that little flicker of inspiration from the wind until it's strong enough to become a roaring fire, right?
I like that analogy. It's about strategic timing. There's a difference between obsessive secrecy and choosing when and with whom to share your aspirations. A trusted mentor, a supportive friend, these can be invaluable allies. But the key is to be selective and to make sure your own internal compass is guiding your decisions.
Okay, I'm feeling wiser already. Let's move on to secret number 2, which throws us a bit of a curveball. Sé egoísta con tu tiempo y tus recursos. Be selfish with your time and resources.
Ooh, that's a bold one.
Now, before you start drawing up a list of people to ignore and places to avoid, let's dig a little deeper. The text clarifies that this isn't about becoming a cold-hearted miser or turning your back on those in need. It's about recognizing the most valuable asset in your wealth-building journey, your time.
And this aligns perfectly with our learner listeners' desire for efficiency, wouldn't you say? Time, after all, is the one resource we can never replenish. It's about understanding that every yes to something means a no to something else.
It's like that saying, you can have anything you want, but you can't have everything you want.
Precisely. So this selfishness, if we even want to call it that, is really about strategic prioritization. It's about being intentional with your time, setting boundaries, and making sure you're investing it in ways that align with your goals.
So it's less about saying no to everything and everyone and more about saying yes to the things that truly matter, the things that move you closer to your aspirations.
Exactly. Think of it as a form of self-respect, valuing your time enough to invest it wisely. And this concept isn't limited to finance, by the way. It's relevant to any area of life where you're trying to achieve something significant.
Love that. Okay, I'm starting to see a pattern here. It's like these secrets are less about quick fixes and more about building a solid foundation for long-term success.
Yeah, it's about the long game for sure.
And that leads perfectly into secret number 3, which urges us to find that sweet spot between acquiring knowledge and taking action. Aprende luego hazlo. Learn, then do it.
Ah, the classic knowledge versus action dilemma.
No, this one really resonates with me, and I'm guessing with a lot of our listeners who identify as learners. It's so easy to get caught in that trap of endless learning, of consuming information like it's oxygen, but never actually putting it into practice.
Oh, absolutely. It's the allure of mastery without the mess of actually, well, doing the thing. But the truth is, real learning rarely happens in a vacuum. It's in the arena, in the messy process of trying, failing, adjusting, and trying again that we truly internalize information and develop our skills.
It's like the difference between reading a cookbook and actually, baking the cake.
Yeah.
You might have all the theoretical knowledge in the world, but until you get your hands dirty, literally, in the case of baking, you won't truly understand the nuances of the process.
Exactly. And this isn't to say that preparation isn't important. Of course, we need a certain foundation of knowledge to get started. But there's a difference between gathering the tools we need and using that gathering process as a form of procrastination.
So how do we break free from that cycle? How do we know when we've crossed the line from preparing to launch to hiding behind knowledge?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And while there's no one-size-fits-all answer, one helpful approach is to identify the minimum viable knowledge needed to take action. Ask yourself, what's the absolute bare minimum I need to know to get started?
I love that. It's like giving yourself permission to be a work in progress, to embrace the idea that you'll figure things out as you go.
Precisely. And here's the best part. You'll likely learn even faster and more effectively when you're in the trenches, so to speak. Because when you're facing real-world challenges, the stakes are higher, the feedback is more immediate, and the lessons tend to stick.
It's like that saying, the best way to learn to swim is to jump in the deep end. You might sputter and splash a bit at first, but you'll quickly figure out what works and what doesn't. Okay, ready to tackle a potentially controversial one. Secret number 4, bold declares. To get what you want, you have to deserve what you want.
Ooh, that's a statement that could spark some debate for sure.
Now, this one might rub some people the wrong way. It can sound a little judgy, like there's some cosmic scorecard out there determining our worthiness.
Yeah, it's certainly a statement that invites deeper reflection. And you're right, it's easy to interpret it through a lens of judgment or entitlement. But what if we shifted our perspective a bit? What if, instead of viewing it as a statement about inherent worth, we saw it as a call to action, an invitation to become the best versions of ourselves?
Okay, I'm intrigued. Unpack that a bit more for me.
Think about it this way. Achieving ambitious goals, whether they're financial or otherwise, often requires us to develop certain qualities. Discipline, resilience, a willingness to learn and grow. And it's through the process of cultivating these qualities that we become, in a sense, more deserving. Not because someone has deemed us worthy, but because we've put in the work, we've built the foundation.
I'm starting to see it. It's not about entitlement, it's about empowerment. It's about recognizing that we don't attract what we want, we attract what we are.
Precisely. It's about aligning our actions with our aspirations. Remember, the source material emphasizes contributing value, right? Well, perhaps becoming deserving in this context means developing the skills, the knowledge, the character traits that allow us to make those contributions.
It's like we're being challenged to step into our potential, to become a kind of people who are capable of handling the success we're striving for.
That's a powerful way to put it. It's about recognizing that true success is often an inside-out job. We don't just chase external achievements. We cultivate the internal qualities that make those achievements possible.
You know, it's interesting how this concept of deserving what we want ties into the next secret, which encourages us to embrace a certain level of detachment from the outcome.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Tell me more.
Secret number 5 suggests we disappear for 6 months to focus on a single goal. Now, before you pack your bags and head for the wilderness, let's be clear, it's not about literal disappearance. It's about creating the mental and physical space for deep, focused work.
Okay, so more like a self-imposed monk mode than a witness protection program.
Exactly. It's about minimizing distractions, setting clear boundaries, and giving yourself permission to fully immerse in the pursuit of your goal.
I can see how that would be incredibly powerful. It's like hitting the pause button on the constant noise and demands of everyday life so you can tune into your own internal compass.
Precisely. And there's a growing body of research that supports this idea of deep work. Cal Newport, for example, argues that the ability to focus without distraction on cognitively demanding tasks is becoming increasingly valuable in our hyper-connected world.
Makes sense. We're constantly bombarded with information and stimulation. It's no wonder so many of us feel scattered and overwhelmed.
Exactly. So while disappearing for 6 months might not be feasible for everyone, the underlying principle is sound. Carving out dedicated time for focused work can lead to exponential leaps in productivity and creativity.
I'm all about finding those pockets of focus amidst the chaos. All right, what's next on our list of wealth-building wisdom?
Secret number 6 is a bit cheeky, urging us to get rich first, then solve everything else.
Ooh, that's a bold one. I can already hear the arguments for and against this approach.
Right. It's definitely a statement that could spark some debate. But let's play devil's advocate for a moment. It does highlight a common tension many of us face: the desire to make a difference in the world, while also pursuing our own goals and ambitions.
Totally. It's like that internal tug-of-war between our desire to contribute to something larger than ourselves and the need to build a solid foundation for our own lives.
And this secret seems to suggest that sometimes the most effective way to make a lasting impact is to first focus on our own growth and development.
So it's not about being selfish or indifferent to the needs of others, but rather about recognizing that our ability to make a difference is often amplified when we've taken the time to cultivate our own strengths and resources.
Exactly. It's like the oxygen mask analogy on an airplane. You have to secure your own mask first before you can help those around you.
Love that analogy. It's a good reminder that self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. Okay, I'm ready for secret number 7. Hit me.
This one advises us to use haters as motivation. Now, before you start actively seeking out negativity, let's clarify something important. We are in no way endorsing bullying or toxic behavior.
Of course not. But I think there's a difference between surrounding yourself with negativity and learning to reframe criticism in a way that fuels your fire.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that not everyone will understand or support your vision, and that's okay. What matters is how you choose to internalize those dissenting voices.
It's like that old saying, what other people think of me is none of my business.
Exactly. It's about developing that inner resilience, that ability to stay true to your path even when you encounter resistance. And sometimes that resistance, that doubt from others, can actually strengthen your resolve, making you even more determined to succeed.
It's like you're proving them wrong, not through your words, but through your actions. Okay, that's a powerful way to reframe those negative voices. What's next? Secret number 8 encourages us to see those moments when we feel stuck as signs that it's time to grow.
Ooh, I like that reframing.
I love that. It's like reframing those frustrating plateaus as opportunities for self-reflection and upskilling. Instead of getting discouraged, we can choose to see them as signals that we've reached the edge of our current capabilities and it's time to expand our horizons.
Precisely. It's about recognizing that growth rarely happens in a straight line. There will be bumps, detours, and moments when we feel like we're not making any progress at all.
It's like we're being challenged to embrace the messy, nonlinear nature of the journey.
Exactly. And those moments when we feel stuck, those are often the times when we're being called to dig deeper, to challenge our assumptions, and to develop new skills or perspectives.
It's like we're being pushed to level up, both personally and professionally.
Exactly. And that growth, that willingness to embrace discomfort and expand our comfort zones, that's often what propels us to the next level of success.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired to tackle those stuck moments with a renewed sense of purpose. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's hear those last few secrets, shall we?
Absolutely. Secrets 9 through 22 offer a blend of practical advice and mindset shifts that are essential for anyone on a journey of personal or professional growth. They remind us to take one step at a time, break down those big, audacious goals into smaller, more manageable steps.
Love it. Got to break it down.
Embrace self-sufficiency. Develop the skills and resources you need to create your own opportunities.
Yes. Be your own hero.
View failure as a learning opportunity. Embrace setbacks as valuable feedback and adjust your approach accordingly.
Failure is just a stepping stone on the path of success, right?
You got it. Build a strategic network. Surround yourself with supportive and inspiring individuals who challenge you to grow.
Your network is your net worth, or so they say.
Invest in yourself. Prioritize your personal and professional development through continued education, mentorship, and new experiences.
Knowledge is power.
Diversify your income. Explore multiple streams of revenue to create financial stability and flexibility.
Multiple income streams, that's the dream.
Practice gratitude. Cultivate an attitude of appreciation for what you have while still striving for more.
Gratitude is key.
Prioritize your health. Take care of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being as the foundation for sustainable success.
Can't argue with that.
Set clear goals. Define your aspirations in specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound terms.
Smart goals.
Be patient and consistent. Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Live below your means. Avoid the trap of lifestyle inflation and prioritize saving and investing.
A penny saved is a penny earned.
Embrace change. Be adaptable and open to new possibilities, recognizing that change is an inevitable part of growth.
The only constant is change.
Never stop dreaming. Cultivate a sense of wonder and possibility, allowing yourself to envision what's possible.
Keep that spark of imagination alive.
And finally, enjoy the journey. Remember that success is not just about the destination, but about the experiences and growth we cultivate along the way.
Wow, that's quite a list. It's like they've covered all the bases, from practical tips on money management to those essential mindset shifts that are crucial for long-term success.
It's a great reminder that true wealth building in the holistic sense is about so much more than just accumulating money. It's about aligning our actions with our values, cultivating a growth mindset, and creating a life that feels rich and meaningful from the inside out.
It's interesting looking back at this list of secrets. So many of them aren't really about money at all. They're about personal development, resilience, mindset qualities that translate to success in any area of life.
Absolutely, and that's often the case with these get-rich-quick promises. While they might dangle the allure of overnight wealth, the real gems often lie in the underlying principles they reveal. Principles of self-discipline, strategic thinking, and a willingness to embrace the long game.
It's like they're accidentally revealing the real secret, that building a fulfilling and abundant life is less about finding shortcuts and more about cultivating those inner qualities that allow us to create lasting success both financially and personally.
Precisely. And that's a powerful realization. Because when we shift our focus from chasing quick fixes to cultivating those foundational elements, our mindset, our habits, our willingness to learn and grow, that's when we set ourselves up for sustainable success in all areas of life.
I love that. It's not about waiting for something outside of ourselves to change. It's about becoming the kind of person who attracts abundance and fulfillment.
You got it. It's
Yeah.
an inside-out job for sure.
So as we emerge from this whirlwind of powerful secrets, what are your biggest takeaways? What resonated with you? What felt a little iffy? And are there any secrets you're inspired to put into practice? I mean, I got my notebook out.
Well, you know me, I'm always a sucker for a good mindset shift. I think that idea of deserving what we want, reframing it as a call to action, that really struck a chord with me.
Me too. It's so easy to fall into that trap of feeling like we need to earn our worthiness. But when we flip the script and focus on becoming the kind of people who are capable of achieving our goals, that's when things really start to shift.
Exactly. And it ties in so beautifully with that idea of embracing those stuck moments as opportunities for growth. It's like instead of getting discouraged or giving up, we can choose to see those challenges as invitations to level up, to become even more of who we're meant to be.
It's like we're being guided by those challenges, you know? Like the universe is saying, okay, you've reached the edge of your comfort zone, time to expand.
I love that. It's like we're being given these little cosmic nudges to keep growing, keep evolving, keep becoming more fully ourselves.
Yes. And isn't that what it's all about, really? This journey of personal growth and self-discovery?
Absolutely. And the beautiful thing is, it's a journey we get to be on for our entire lives. There's always something new to learn, a new challenge to embrace, a new version of ourselves to step into.
That is a truly inspiring thought. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive. But remember, the conversation doesn't have to end here. We'd love to hear your thoughts on these secrets, your own experiences with pursuing goals, and any aha moments you've had along the way. Hit us up on social media, shoot us an email. Let's keep this conversation going.
Yes, let's keep those inspiring stories and insights flowing.
Thanks for joining us, listener. And until next time, happy learning.